Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch was launched in 2024. It's the IWC Portugieser hand-wound tourbillon day and night. Now, whether you call it the Portugieser in the language of IWC's native Schaffhausen or the Portuguese, what's undeniable is that this is a rakishly handsome tourbillon dress watch. 42.4 millimeters in diameter and 5N red gold. Actually, they say this is hardened armor red gold. It is 11 millimeters thick, 50.5 from lug to lug with a 22 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And as with most Portugiesers since the first in 1939, the watch is broad, flat, and oversized deliberately by the standards of a dress watch. It'll fit easily under a cuff, and with the nicely downturned lug ends, I could recommend this for a wrist my size or larger. So my wrist is 16 centimeters. I endorse this for a wrist of 16 centimeters circumference or larger. 5N red gold, what does it mean? It means a very high percentage of copper. Copper makes it red. There's pink, there's rose, there's red. This is red. Taking a look at the strap, high grade, large rectangular symmetrical scale alligator. A rare cut from the belly of the beast, quite literally one of the most expensive you can buy. On the bottom, you can see this is made by IWC's Italian partner and OEM strap supplier, Santoni. So this sort of signal orange on the bottom is not visible when the watch is on the wrist. You can see there's no crimping or gouging of this strap. It is a Santoni factory strap in outstanding condition. Gloss black, monotone stitch, a cut edge lacquered for refinement, and then we've got a buckle. Externally, we have polish, satin, and media blast with the IWC logo and the motto Probus Scafusia. You can see inside media blast and polish, snapshot friction fit closure. Taking a look at the case, this is the original Portugieser form. Like the Patek 96 of the same era, it's a form follows function, albeit in a very different scale than the tiny 96. So the lugs in the case are one seamless curve, and then the lugs actually turn down 90 degrees from the case band. They're polished on their hoods. Bezel stepped in a little bit with a vertical face and then a flange and conical profile to visually thin the watch. Again, the motto, Probus Scafusia, on the crown, a good solid watch made in Schaffhausen. The bezel's polished, and then the crystal is slightly cambered. It sits over a lovely black dial with a combination of black lacquering and then a metallic sunburst grain underneath that. So they describe this as sunburst obsidian lacquered with rose gold gilt printing. And then we have a lovely set of gold-plated hands and indices, as well as numerals that match the tone of the watch and complement it in beautiful fashion. We have a day and night indicator, spherical, so as the time progresses, don't mistake it for a moon phase, it's actually quite dynamic. Every single day, it will make a full rotation, and as it does so, it will traverse from day to night and back to day, and that is part of the fun of this watch. Also, don't blink or you'll miss it. Hacking tourbillon. Inasmuch as the tourbillon, which is a 1-minute tourbillon, acts as the seconds hand of the watch, the tourbillon can be used and set as a hacking seconds function. Now take a quick look and you can see that's also free-sprung with all the fine timing adjustments performed using pairs of horizontally opposed screws in the rim of the balance. It makes it more shock resistant and also allows for more precise setting and regulation. You'll also note it is a flying tourbillon, no upper bridge to block your view, so it's easy to appreciate. And you could see it's a shock-protected tourbillon with Inca block at center. Now what might not be as easy to see, although you could probably just catch a glimpse of it below my finger, is that in order to reduce mass, reduce friction, and reduce the need for lubrication, a full silicon escapement has been used, created using sophisticated computer-controlled deep reactive ion etching. The silicon parts are then synthetic diamond coated to make them ultra-low friction, and this is a high-tech technique that enables this watch with a relatively compact single-barrel architecture to achieve an 84-hour power reserve. This is IWC manufactured caliber 81925. It is an 84-hour manual wind power reserve, flying tourbillon, free sprung, 4 hertz impressively, so it doesn't use a low beat rate to achieve a surprisingly long power reserve with a power intensive complication or refinement, if you don't believe a tourbillon is a complication. We have this lovely asymmetrical, off-centered, waning ripple. You can see that the curve of the ripple actually wanes in severity. It's much tighter as it emanates from an imaginary center point over the moon phase, and you can see it speaks to both sides of the moon. So you can see Antipodean display, day and night indicator. On the back, we have those stripes. We have satination on the wheels. You can see we've got polished and blued screws. Note that we have both fired blued screws and polished screws. We also have beveling, although only a few instances of the edge of a bridge where you can see it. My favorite is the solarization of the barrel cover, which looks absolutely tremendous. Perhaps surprisingly is that it is 6 bar or 60 meters water resistant. Now with a push-down crown, I still don't endorse that for swimming, but a dress watch usually has 30 meters, so 60 is a nice margin of safety. Also worth mentioning here is that it is a large diameter movement, though IWC does not specify the size. There's no asymmetry between case size and movement, so this IWC manufacturer caliber has been executed to properly fill a large case. Now, armor gold, I mentioned it in passing at the very beginning. I would just say that it's a good-looking red gold. I'm not going to make any claims regarding its scratch resistance or its hardness because IWC polishes none, but if you dig really deep on IWC's website, and I mean the kind of page that's easier to find through a search engine than their sitemap, you will find that they rate the scratch resistance and the breaking strength of armor gold as the same as standard white gold. So I'm just going to say it's a good looking gold. I'm not going to make any promises about it being scratch resistant or super hard, but you know what? That's fine. This is a watch that's designed to look good. The basic blended lug, round case, oversized Arabic numeral, leaf hand, small second, chemin de fer, railroad track minute, goes back to 1939. It's a winning combination. It was a formula that was right from day one. And with this hacking flying second, tourbillon, the day and night indicator, and a slick combination of red gold and black dial, this is a watch for the ages. It'll look just as good for the Portugieser Centennial in the year 2039. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.